First time this car is getting put on this lift. Pretty rare that my stuff's empty, but finally got around to getting the time to put the hoses in for the oil cooler. So hang on tight. Alright boys, this is what she looks like underneath. Something's nice and oily. I bet you that's the darn transmission gasket. Yeah, that's what it looks like right there. It's dry on top of it, so it must be this transmission gasket that, I don't know, look into it. So I'm going to pull this panel off and go to town. Man, guys, I bought these, whatever they call, trailing arms or whatever you want to call it, from Napa back in the day. And they're from Germany and everything, but these bushings that they have up front are a freaking joke, man. They feel like they felt like this arm fits from another, let's say a 320. Oh, they could put it on an AMG. I was in a pinch, I had no choice, I had to put them on, but I think I might press those out and put solid ones in there. Because on this side, I mean, I gotta put a crowbar to it, but it doesn't look bad because I've changed out all these ball joints. Every single ball joint in here at 70-some thousand got changed out. I know I have 120, but you could tell they're still solid. I mean, the boots themselves are nice and solid. Okay, here's my rigged up exhaust. Oh man, this is all, well, that's sad. That's really sad. Okay, so this is, I call these fence post exhausts. So look how the way this thing's holding up compared to all this stuff. This is the Maximum or Maximium, whatever that brand, that knockoff brand that they start selling for these E55s. And as far as the structure of it, it's fine, but you can see how it's all covered on this rusty looking stuff. Seems to be holding up just fine structurally, but visually they look ugly. That's the sad part, as I'm saying. A fence post is holding up better than these. And this is OEM, so these are all holding up good, as you can tell. Probably about the same level. Once I start getting holes in this exhaust, I'll drop it and have, there's a guy in town that builds titanium exhausts. I don't know how much he wants, but I think he ballparked me $1,200, which isn't too bad. I'll have him build me a whole decent exhaust system in here. Alrighty guys, hey fellas, if you could help me, for some reason my tires wear the inners out more than this. Don't blow up the comment section, Paul, you're overinflating your tires. I'm not even following the door jam. I think the door jam wants 35 or 40. I'm doing as far as 30, and I'm still wearing out these more, so something's going on. It shows signs of an overinflation, but I mean, I'm getting a little, this specific tire isn't showing it too bad. I don't know if you can see. There's a little bit of life compared to the wear mark, and here it's pretty much flush, and you know, you got a bump here. So these tires are doing the same exact thing, and these are 265 35 18s. I usually run 285 35 18s, and they're doing exactly the same thing. I mean, we're talking Michelins, and we're talking those triple R's. Same thing, you know. They're doing the same darn thing. But anyways, boys, bring you along on my, I just like to inspect my stuff and the bushings and everything. As much torque as this thing has, it just blows my mind that it's all holding on still. And the thing is, I gotta do these oil cooler lines, but here, let me pull these plastics off and I'll show you. Alrighty boys, this is what it looks like underneath. Okay, it's nice and greasy. First glance, you think AC pump is shot, which that's that right there, but it's not. It's coming from up top, and if you could see it, looks like the reservoir is leaking. Nope, that ain't it. Once we get up top, I'll show you. I started from the underneath. It's almost like ass backwards, but while the engine's hot, I want to drop the engine fluids, and then we'll work up top. Obviously, I'm gonna cost myself a couple trips up and down, but that's the way I want to do it. That's the way I'm gonna do it. Yeah, it's getting real bad. So, what are we really doing? The filter housing. Oh, Dave, what'd you do with... Oh, there it is. So the filter housing needs these O-rings, is what they're prone to be leaking for. Majority of that oil is coming from the oil housing, but also from... so think of this goes up to the engine, okay? This goes up to the engine by the filter housing. This is a problem of its own. Mine started leaking from right here, and this whole area is nice and real moist. So that's what I'm up against. So I got to drop her, let her drain, and we'll be good. Alrighty, boys, this is how you fix the major leak that I was talking about, if you can see it. What really caught my eyes when I was doing my coils, you see that bottom corner right there? Where's my finger? That corner right there. You see how dirty it is? Well, when I was doing my coils, it was nice and clean and shiny and a lot of oil on there. That's what caught my eye. But you pretty much pull out your housing like that. I'm doing an oil change as well, but I set it aside here. Common sense, right? And I just got lucky, guys. What I do by trade is I own trucking companies, and trucking companies, to service, I mean, you need some big wrenches. This is 1 7/8. It didn't fit very tight. Like, that's how much play I had. Well, I guess that's probably the right size. So I just went to town. I just got lucky. I thought I was gonna have to go buy a socket, but I didn't. I mean, big rigs, you got some major sockets for those guys when it comes to axles. So I mean, as you can tell, I got an assortment of sockets, all right. These are all axle, for you curious boys. Those are all axle nut sockets, pretty much what you use for them, the axle nut to hold the bearing in place with the spindle. Anyways, hold on tight, guys. I'll keep you along, bring you along on this journey. So pull that housing out, get the 1 7/8 socket, pull that out, and still got to back off these hoses. These are the hoses that are leaking, so it's a win-win. You know, just kill two birds, one stone kind of thing. So hang on tight. Alrighty, guys, this is what she looks like. My kid's gonna help me record here, so let me grab the camera from you, Dave. So that's what she looks like. I used some old gloves, so it blocks off the flow. So she came out like that, okay? So use your imaginary. Imagine this thing back in, well, for y'all people that are having a hard time imagining. Here, let me show you exactly how it went in there, how it came out. Come on, buddy. That's what she would look like. Oh, come on, man. It came out so easy. Alright, so you guys get it? You thread it in, and you pull it out, okay? That's the bolt. It sort of just hangs out in there. There you go. Oh, I guess it could fall out, too, if you work and try hard enough. So I'll clean up the housing. All I had to do to pull this thing off is use that socket, and it comes off. And back off these bolts. So these hoses that I got right here and gloves to block off the flow, they came out, and that's it, guys. There's nothing more. Oh, there's a bracket that holds these two. Here, let me show you. I guess this is my garbage can holder for today. I did pull off this bracket right here. It held the hoses in. The old hoses right here. You guys can follow along. You know, this goes into the housing. So anyways, that's all I did. 3 little things. 2 hoses, big nut, and that little bracket, and you are good to go. Something fell off. Something fell out, and I bet you it's probably in the pan here. Nope. I guess on the bottom of the car. I'll show you what it is later on. I did not catch it. But whatever you do, guys, be careful. What I just did trying to stuff that thing back was probably not a good idea. You want to block off all the junk that could possibly go in there. Anyways, that's all it is. See that big thing? I think that was my major leak. But the fact that, I don't know, I think it might be seeping on the side here, as you can tell. So I'll back these off, see what's going on. Okay? Yeah, it's the updaters. Okay, Dave, it's recording. Show me that. Alrighty, guys. Papa's gonna be recording this, okay? So all I had to do is back out these 4 screws right here. Hey Dave, zoom in on the screws, right there. Screws? Dave, hold it like this, okay? Just like that. Don't do anything else. Alrighty, guys. So this is the way it was. As you could tell, if you could put one and one together, that's the way she would go. Okay? That's all there is to it. So I backed out 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 screws. They're right here. You can't mix them up. 3 are the same and 1's really long, which goes here. Pull it off. Voila. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to clean up this a little bit. Make sure I got no crap going in there, and then put her back together. It's a really simple job. It looks very advanced. It looks very confusing, but guys, there's really nothing to it. Have yourself a little bit of time and you're good to go. Save yourself thousands of dollars, I could only assume. I never asked the dealership to work on it, but that's what I can only imagine. Alright, hang tight. Alrighty, boys, this is what she looks like now. Cleaned her up. Just didn't want to throw it through the parts washer, but by hand, a little bit of that, a little bit of brush, and good to go. I couldn't throw this one through the parts bin even if I wanted to. Oh, look at that little dirt. That's a valve in there. I don't feel comfortable disassembling at all. Yeah, I think we'll be good. That's about it. If I ever need to access this, I can if it leaks, but it didn't look like it was leaking through there, or this. Looks like there's just a crush ring there if I ever had to. I'd pull it off to the side, no big deal. But anyways, I'll clean that off and put her together. Now, as far as getting this bad boy out, use some Harbor Freight junk. There's just these little picks, man. You don't know. There you go. Just, am I recording what I'm supposed to be recording? Just get it under there and get it out. Be careful with this, guys. The careful part is not that. Careful part is that's your engine. You don't want to get any junk in there. What I'm gonna do is wipe outward. Wipe all this down and plug that hole off while I'm fishing in these hoses in and out. Cool. And you could tell, well, you could sort of tell. Okay, let's get the camera in there. Alright. You see all that area? It's all oily. That's the hose that's leaking. See how this thing's nice and dry on this junction, on that connector part where it's been compressed? That one's leaking pretty bad, so that's why these hoses need to go. Alright. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to show you how I'm going to put this together. Keep in mind, behind the camera of most of these shots, I got my 5-year-old kid, so he loves doing videos. He has a GoPro of his own that I gave him. And today, since my hands are nice and, well, they're somewhat clean because I've been working with brake cleaner, I don't want to have all that grease on my phone, which I'm recording with. By the way, I got an S10, guys. I absolutely love this phone. One of my favorite phones I've owned, besides the Nexus that I've had. Alright, Dave, what we got? Getting this in the shot? There you go. Let's focus on this. So, new O-ring. I could have cleaned it up better. I probably should have, but I'm just, when I was cleaning, I was like sort of cleaning it upside down so I don't get anything in there. Like right now I could give it a shot, wipe it down, but it ain't going to change nothing. What is going to change if I get crap in that valve in there, if you could tell. Nice and clean. As good as it gets, boys. Majority of it's gone. I'm a happy camper. So anyways. So, let's get these guys to mate. As you can tell, this is nice and clean. Surface is clean. Mating surface, no gouges, nothing, and just go to town. Hold on a second. That's how they go together. What I'm gonna do is I don't have a torque spec on it. Considering you're working with aluminum, I'm just gonna drive them in to save myself time, and I mean not like drive as in time them down, just save myself a little bit of time, and then I'm gonna do it by hand. That one's a little snug, as you can tell, and there then. So not having the torque spec switch isn't really being smart as they did here. But if I ever had to, Lord forbid, but if I ever had to, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Hopefully I don't have to. So I'll start out with this middle one as a head gasket deal. You'd want to start in the middle and work your way out. But that's typically if you have one big piece. Here we have two little guys. I think it really doesn't matter. Just more or less even would work great. See, I'm holding the ratchet. I don't have much leverage on it. That's semi-tug. They're snug. So I'm just going to snug them up by hand and quote-unquote supposedly crank on them a little later. So that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one. Give it a nice little tug. I think that's all she needs, because by the looks of it, no one ever did this part or this repair on it, and it came out real easy. So I'm gonna. All right, and now I'm just gonna check them. 1, 2,
3,
and
4.
All right, Dave. Thank you. Well, keep recording, Dave. So that's all there is to it. Nice and clean, as you can tell. The biggest issue with this was this O-ring down here just dry rotted and just pretty dry. I'll throw this in later. Let me show you the O-rings. I mean, this is supposed to be rubber, right? This is like plastic. I mean, it still has some flex. I'm surprised it hasn't snapped by now. I mean, as much as I'm making flex, but these things are dry rotted pretty bad. I know some of you boys are going to be screaming, hey, check your oil pickup tube. I don't know, guys. I just don't know about that. Hopefully I don't have to pay the price of not knowing and finding out the hard way. But yeah, something else I've noticed, this is noticing it the third time and actually finally getting to it, is these holes right here that the O-rings go into, mine are pretty dirty. So what I'll do is I'll shoot, here, let me show you. When I shoot brake cleaner, well, Dave, stay there. So when I'm shooting brake cleaner, I do it upside down. So I just sort of hit the brim and then I wipe it. Cool? So watch me. And just come in here and wipe them down. What I'm after is this O-ring location. You know, it's like, looks like it was seeping or something, and it's not the cleanest. Now it's squeaky clean. If you can look in there, you can tell how the corner still got a little sludge looking thing, but what it really is just old oil in there. I'm not too concerned. Well, I guess I could try to wipe it down. Yeah, but we're good. It's not dirt, and that would be my biggest concern. Take a lookers at her. There you go. Thank you, Dave. You're doing a good job, buddy. Alright, hang on tight, boys. Alrighty, boys, what a freaking nightmare. I mean, it's a nightmare. Freak out all you want or not, but it has to get done, so. This is what the part numbers, whatever Mercedes had to do to put it on here. Very expensive part. I think it's expensive what they have a price listed for. But with some connections or whatever, I think that's the part number right there. And some people working in the parts department, you could always get yourself a better deal, or your people that you know. Let me give you the full part number here. So Mercedes Benz, okay, A21155. So triple fives. 27. Guys, I'm just trying to. Hold on a second. So I ended at 27, just another 5. That's it. So I'm gonna read it to you. A2115 333s275. That's the part number on this thing. Anyways, if you have a stock vehicle, it's a lot easier. But I got extra hoses and stuff. They were on their way. What a nightmare, man. My kid was a witness of it. I was not a happy camper pulling that out. So wish me luck putting it back in. And, well, I guess by the time you guys watch this, it's going to be past that. But hopefully I'll still have the car. It wasn't put up in flames. All right, boys. Take care. All righty, boys. We are ready to install. Put the new gasket. As you can tell, it's a little oily. That's not junk. That's oil. So, you know, so it sits down. I know somebody can get it bent out of shape, but if it can't handle that kind of oil, then how's it going to keep the oil out of it? You know, thanks, Dave. Some people say, oh, it's going to eat up the gasket. Well, shoot, buddy, what do you think it's sealing here? So if it can't handle this much oil, it's definitely not going to handle all the oil that flows through there. So don't fall out of your chairs being so. All right, buddy, you're ready to go, eh? So that's what she looks like. That is what she looks like. Germans at their finest. All right, German engineering at their finest. Man, guys, I was not a happy guy pulling that piece of junk out. It's finally fished through, as you could tell. Yeah, I was gonna still install it. Oh, by the way, I pulled off the fenders line. It's not 100% required, but I wanted a clean job. I feel like whatever. I just pulled it off, made the job easier. It's not required, but I highly advise you to do that. And then I'll install this, pour the oil, a new filter, and now I'm getting the heckers out of here. I am low on sugar, so I'm starting to jitter a little bit, so I gotta go get me some food. And my kiddo here, he's complaining. So, Dad, I want to eat. Anyways, here, hang on. Alrighty, after much struggle, we're doners. Alright, boys, after a lot of struggle. Shoot, this thing's zoomed in. Zoom it out. Alright, so as you can tell, it's been cleaned and looks a lot better than other parts in here. Side note, guys, I do not like to pressure washer my engine bay, but I guess it's time. Bolt sure off. It's not good. So it's time to wash this bad boy. As you could tell, it's had better days, and down there, that area right there, you see, because it's all flat surface, I didn't want to, well, it's pretty much flat surface, I didn't want to get all that grime and mixed up in there, so I cleaned everything off, installed a piece. So now what I'll do is just take probably like tire wash at the car wash. Well, because tire is really low and it's a good detergent, degreaser, I mean. I'll just shove the nozzle in there and we'll hose it down. But I stay away from the high pressure stuff. Probably, degrease it with some tire cleaner, low pressure, the pre-soak stuff, and then just wash it very sensibly. It's a Mercedes. It's an old Mercedes. It's an 05, so you got wear and tear on plastics and stuff, so you got to be careful. So yeah, boys, I'll give you a little rundown. As you can tell, I was pouring oil in here and overfilled it. But anyways, this is all put together. Got my new hoses. Man, them hoses, I was giving you a hard time. Whew, that's probably the hardest part. Oh shoot, I already put this thing in. I was going to show you how it all came out, but whatever. Let me get under there and I'll show you. Guys, I'm not a die-hard guy. There's certain things you cannot go in any other route as far as tools go. I'm talking about tools here, We got Matco tools. We got Harbor Freight junk, so to speak. It's not junk. I'll talk tools another time. We got Craftsman. So I got my own idea of what tools need and what everyone needs. I don't think one size fits at all. Just because Matco works for everybody doesn't work for. That might not be the best route for another guy, but we'll talk tools another time. So with me, this video's really zoomed in. So with this hose, this is me adding it. A bunch of other hoses up there I added. So if you have an all stock vehicle, holy smokes, look at all that oil. Gotta wipe it down and get that oil off the belt. But yeah, that's what she looks like under here. I got them LED buggers, man. I always procrastinate to put them in here, but I gotta get them on the next oil change. I'll put me some LED bulbs in here that I have. So yeah, hopefully it'll work out. Get this thing situated. Sorry guys, I guess I'll have to, well no, I'll do it now because my problem is I'm gonna forget. And then I'll never get that bolt back in place. I better not forget that. I might as well just leave it hanging. That's my better choice. Anyway, so there you have it. What I found is that heat wrap from the alternator. For the alternator, I know there's a little break in it, but still, what a world of difference. Preserves your alternator, so hopefully does the trick. As you can tell, I got a Mercedes alternator in here. I've shared the story with my aftermarket, should I say AutoZone alternators. I've had this tranny off if you follow the channel, and I redid the gaskets, but it looks like it's still leaking a little bit. It's not too bad. I'm not gonna go looking for this anywhere. The seal needs to get fixed still. Gotta put a new gasket, might as well service the tranny. So anyway, boys, that's what's up. And anytime I get the chance to get the car up in there, I always rotate tires. This thing, I've done alignment and I've done everything, but it just got camber issues or whatever the case may be. By the time this is down to about 30-40%, these are bald, so I just rotate them. And I've mentioned the rear, so now where's that rear too? Anyways, boys, my job is all wrapped up. I'm gonna wipe this down a little bit, put the plastics on, and we are rocking and rolling, boys. Ciao, bye. Alrighty, guys, she's good to go. Yes, I need a LEDs in here, but the ones I had last time burnt out in like half a year, so I had to go back to my regular bulbs that in the garage at the time. Just checking, making sure we got no oil being dumped everywhere. I'm gonna go eat right now and then take her to the car wash, clean her up. Yeah, she's good. Sounds good. Sounds healthy. So cool. Blessings to y'all. Bye. Alright, boys. I figured I'd share this one with you. Just a little sneak peek. Turn off that bad boy. Let's get in second gear. Let's just say it's somewhere in Mexico. Hang on tight. Just keep in mind we're down about 30, 35. Voila. Uh-oh. Okay. That's all I'm willing to share. I said uh-oh because that thing started blinking. Means it's spinning tires. I just was hoping it wouldn't light them up, and it didn't. Just a little bit of a 1, 2, skip a few. Let's do another one. This stuff's addicting. Okay, so give you guys an idea. Well, I turned off that's traction. Mercedes, you can't really ever turn off traction all the way, but just hang on tight.